Welcome back to the channel. So you could see by the thumbnail that got a new addition to the fleet. John Deere 620. My dad already started on it this morning. He took the flywheel cover off. By the way, sorry for the wind. It's pretty windy out today. He took the flywheel cover off and used the spar. Got in there on the bolt, and it did turn over. Hasn't ran in, the guy said, 6 years. It was sitting with a tarp thrown over it, so I pulled the spark plugs out on both sides. That's what they look like. It was running pretty decent on them. I put some old diesel fuel that we have, put some of that in both the cylinders, just to lube it up so you're not turning it over with the dry cylinders on both sides. This is the one on this side, about the same. Seen better days, that's for sure. The screw is mainly what makes it look bad, because it had a plow. Guy said it had a plow on the front of it, and usually when they have plows on it, this is what happens to the grill. We got another. He gave a tire with it, with a rim. We already took the tire off. That's over on the other side of the shop. We're just gonna have fun getting these off. This had calcium in it. You can see over the years what it did. It don't take long for it to do that, but it's a shame. This is bad. Just hope that we don't have to try to take these off. Because if we do, we're gonna have some fun doing that. But to get this rim off, we'll probably end up having to torch them. I don't know. We'll see. But this tire has good tread on it. It's just that's dry rotted. But there was a tube over there, holes in it about that big. So we marked them. We're gonna see if we can patch them. This tube had calcium in it, and it's. I mean, the tube itself might hold air, but yeah. We're just gonna put the one in that didn't have calcium in it. It's gonna need. Eventually, it's gonna need tires all around. This one over here does hold air. It's got some splits in it. This one's in a lot better shape, but we're gonna drain the calcium out of that one. This tire, I mean, it's holding some air. But, you know, it looks good, but when you come around, it's got service holes. So, yeah. It's gonna need tires all around. This one's got a good bit of air in it, but. And the battery box back here. Gotta get a seat for it too. But has acorns and stuff in it. Critters got in there, and with battery acid and stuff like that. And the acorns in there over the years didn't help, but it just shortened the seat up a little. The guy, we're actually the third owners of this tractor. The guy that we bought it from the guy that bought it brand new off the dealer. And they got it a couple weeks ago. It was sitting. This is the shape that it was in when they got it. And he said he never even attempted to see if it was locked up or anything. So we got it, not knowing if it was locked up, but thankfully it's not. It does turn over. It's sticky, but it does turn over. I'm gonna see if we can, our big chain wrench, I'm gonna see if we can go around the flywheel and get a full revolution out of it. If we can get it turning a little smoother, get the diesel fuel worked around in the rings, we will try throwing a battery in it and see if we can get the starter to turn it over. They ran a new cable in it. And if we can get it to turn over, then we'll head on to fuel. It's corroded and fell out of the tank, so we gotta figure something out for that. He did send the carburetor along, original carburetor for it. It's good that he had the carburetor because they're expensive. But this has like 0 play in it, so that's good. Got a gasket. Hoping we'll probably have to rebuild this, but I'm hoping we can throw it on and it'll work good enough to see if we can get it to bark off. But I hope. And the tank radiator does have liquid in it. It's brown, but it does have liquid in it. We'll have to get that drained out. Fuel tank. Turn flash on. That's what the fuel tank looks like in there. It's not terrible. Yeah, it's actually pretty bad. So, stinks in there too. So we'll have to try to get that cleaned up. Didn't see that before. Steering shaft actually rubbed through. That's not good. Must not be bolted fast or something. We have to figure out what's going on there. Brakes do work. So, it's definitely a project. I'll see this thing a lot more in the channel. We're just getting started with it, literally. What we got left now is to see if we can get a full revolution out of it. Get a full revolution. Like I said, if we can get that to turn semi-easy without the spark plugs in it, we'll put a battery in a battery box over there and see if we can get it to crank over with the starter. Guys, so it's the next day. We did get the engine to turn over, but when you go this way, it stops. With this mark, it stops right here, like it stops solid. And when you go this way, this mark stops here. So we're not sure what's going on with it. We're probably gonna have to take the inspection cover off, see in there if there's rust on a gear or something that it hits once it gets to that spot. All of the valves are moving, so that's not the issue. I'll show you. This is our contraption that we made. It just goes in the holes. Can't put it in too far because the bolts in there will hit. And we use the bar, wherever it got to. We use this here bar, put it in here. Turn freely until the bolt hit. So set this mark. It might not hit this time. I have to go another time around. It seems like it's the cam. It only spins like half the speed as this. So when you get it around 2 times, it gets to that spot. See, it hits that spot and it won't move. It's not the crank, it's not the pistons. Any other thing we can think is the cam. It tries to spin, but it can't. It happens both directions. See, this mark that said goes around toy, it'll go the whole way around. And once it gets to that spot again, it stops solid, both directions. About 15 degrees difference on the flywheel with both. So I'm thinking that we'll clean this off, take this inspection cover off, so that way we can kinda-ish see in there. I'm thinking there might be some rust on the cam gear or something that's keeping it from turning once it gets that spot. Because we know it's not the crank. And we know it's not the pistons because by that revolution, the pistons would have came back the whole way up and came back all the way again. So we know it's not that. So we are thinking that it's the cam, like cam gear or something. Something's wedged in the cam gear. Hoping that that's what it is. If it's not that, then we're not sure what else it could be. Hoping it's not metal on metal contact. That's for sure. But, hey, there's the bolt. Where that goes. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up here and see about getting that cover off. I wouldn't be surprised if there was rust on a gear. Sure don't look the best in there.
Doesn't it?
No. Alright guys. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's rust on a gear.
Pretty bad.
No, it's not bad, but there's rust in there. Well, there was condensation in there apparently. Alright, we got the grill off of it. Not even half the bolts for. This is all junk that's in it. And there's a bird nest here. Comment below if you know what kind of bird laid them eggs. But that's their nest. It's all gonna come out. Here's the radiator, obviously. This is all gonna get cleaned up. But I already took the wire that was in through this pin. Gotta take this pin out and we'll pull the steering column out. Gotta pull that out so you can get the hood off, of course. Once you do that, we'll, of course, pull the hood off. Then we'll get the tank out. The tank's gotta come out anyhow because that's got rust in it, so we gotta try to get that cleaned up. Probably put bolts in there and maybe diesel fuel or something, slosh it around in there, and that should break most of that rust out. But I'm gonna continue to punch this pin out and we'll take that out. So we got this piece off. It's over there. That's actually looking pretty good. Other than the rust in it, we have to get the rust out of it. But them gears are fine. We did figure out why the pulley is not turning over all the way. So this is actually the camshaft gear. When you look in there, that's the crankshaft, obviously. That's got some flakiness on it. We gotta get that off. This is gonna be getting an oil change, so just ignore the dirt and stuff that's in there. And the rust that's on here. But that looks good. So what we'll do is turn this over. Right direction. Yeah, we're going the right direction. So it looks good. There's some pieces missing. There. See, what we think is down there is the crank gear. What we're thinking is when we first tried turning it over with the bar, the gear was actually rusted into the crank gear down there. When we turned it over, it just broke a tooth off in there, and every time we turn it over, it would just break another gear off. So that's what we were thinking is going on with this. Because every time we get around there, it just keep chipping gears off of it. So we've got them two right there. So what we'll do is turn it over more. There's two more. Let's see. Definitely two more. We'll turn it over. And look at all the rust on there. Turn it over. Here's another one. And then them two. I think that was it, honestly. Yeah, that was it. So it's them four gears, teeth that are chipped off of it. So we gotta get cam gear for it, which in the next video that'll require pulling the flywheel off, pulling this cover off here, this cover probably, and getting the cam out of it. I hope that's it then. Once we get this replaced, then we put it back together. It's gonna be a nightmare putting it back together. We'll get it put back together and get this taken care of. We did turn it over and it is in fact pumping oil out of these two ports. Put my fingers over them too. And then, you know, we can't seem to mess with anything that has oil in it without making a mess. So we finished it off with making a mess, because it was pumping out of the rockers here. So we know there's getting oil up here. So that's good. So this we got, in case you're wondering, we did get the broken off chips out of the crank gear, and this does go around 360 degrees all day long. So that's good. So now we just, like I said, we gotta get the cam gear for it and we'll be good to go. We'll get some of this other stuff cleaned up, but yeah. Beginning of this video, this tractor was in one piece. Wanted to do will it start, and you can see it's not gonna be in this video. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.